Yes, good afternoon, everyone. And in the today's class of this machine tools and machine cuttings, we'll be learning regarding the specifications of machine tools. And as this class, we have gone with what are the different classifications of machine tools, and what are the different classifications related to the materials, and what are the classifications of different machining processes existing, on which parameters, processes, and tools will be specified depending upon the type of materials. Those are the basic characteristics we have gone in the yesterday's class. With continuation of this, we'll be progressing towards the specifically the machine tools, that is the specification of machine tools. These have the various features and characteristics indeed to work out on machine members, or we'll be calling as an log members. Unshaped material will be transformed into the finished statistics of shapes only by utilizing these machine tools. Concerned geometrical specifications will be set in a perfect way. Coming to the salient features which are used indeed to specify the machine tools, we'll be discussing in detail in the today's class. Almost many of the manufacturers, traders will be utilizing or must and should utilize these techniques based on the type of materials the concerned tools need to be utilized. Regarding the specifications point of view, coming to the central lathe machine, we need to monitor two different statistics primitively, that is the maximum diameter and the length of the jobs or the specimens which we need to be accommodated on the central lathe machinery. In that, the parameters such as power of the main drive, nothing but RPM of the motor, which will be holding with respect to the stator. Stator will be holding with respect to the arbor, arbor to the motor, and the motor will be holding the chunk with respect to the spindle and arbor setup. Used to drive the specimen for its monitoring or machining process. We'll be saying the machining process. There's a primitive condition need to be specified in the case of the central lathe machine. And the second one, the spindle speed which will be maintaining and the range of the feeds by which the material will be removed on machining process, and space occupied by the machinery, characteristics of machineries, characteristics of the specimen and the tools plays a major role by this in these specifications. This is regarding the central lathe machine. Coming to the geometrical specifications, or depending upon the type of machining processes, we are divided these machineries into different classifications. In that, the second one, it is the shaper machine. Particularly in this machinery, the length, breadth, and depth of the bird will be specified. Based upon that, the machining process will be getting done. And the maximum axial travel of the bud and vertical travel of the bud has to be known and need to monitor on this shaper machinery. Maximum length of a stroke that the tool have to be moved need to be examined. Range of a number of strokes per minute, the to and fro motions that need to be commenced upon removing the material by imparting the depth of the bed, a range of the table feed, at what rate the material need to be removed, that will be clearly defined in the range of this table feed. Power of the main drive, to what capacity the specimen can be hold, to which strength it can be operated, at what range the tools will be holded for commencing the machining process, and space occupied by the machinery. These are some of the specifications need to be observed in the case of this shaper machinery. Coming to the point of this drilling machine, we are having two different types of drilling machines: radial drilling machine and column type of drilling machine. Maximum in this, the specifications need to be known and need to operate on this machinery, that the maximum drill size or diameter can be utilized, size and taper of the hole within the spindle, range of the spindle speeds related to the RPM, at what rotations per minute the work is being progressed or ought to be progressed, the range of feeds, speeds nothing but the depth of cut, removal of the material, nothing but MRR rate, material removal rate, MRR per minute, at what percentage or at what depth the material is getting removed, need to be clearly examined or to be known for the universal kind of materials. And obviously the power of the main drive. So the capacity indeed to hold the objects, at what range of speeds the machinery can be operated, at what rate of depth the materials will be processed, the range of axial travel of the spindle, and at what volume the machinery will be occupied in the working scenario. So the second, it is the milling machine. There will be a knee type and with the arbor, two categories. So here, depending upon the type, there is an ordinary or a swiveling bed type. Depending upon those two parameters, knee type or with arbor will be utilized. Ordinary in the sense, most probably we will be utilizing this knee type of bed. And if there is any swiveling bed, then the arbor condition need to be utilized indeed to hold the specimen very tightly and how to progress the operations. And size of the work table, range of travels of the table towards the multi-dimensional directions, that is global coordinate units. So we all know that the global coordinates in the sense X, Y, and Z, three different mutually perpendicular axes. Three-dimensional coordinate system or global coordinate system or universal coordinate system. So these three factors or three nomenclatures will specify the same conspiracy. There is X, Y, and Z directions. The arbor size, there is nothing but within the diametral factor. Power of the main drive, at what range it can be operated. Spindle speed, RPM. Range of the table feeds in universal coordinate system or global coordinate system. And the volume occupied by the machinery. It's one factor. Those are some of the specifications need to be observed whether the material which is need to be tested or machined need to have a particular dimensions can be cope up in that particular machineries or not, indeed to stabilize or indeed to examine that the process can be commenced or not. For that sake, these specifications are very much necessary in the manufacturing process. Coming to the theory of metal cutting. So these metal cuttings are classified according to the major cutting edges, which involves the following points. That is single point cutting, double point cutting, and multi-point cutting. The single point specifies clearly the some machining processes, and double point allows on the same machinery or on the same specimen, two or three or many of the processes need to be performed. So hence, in the case of the single point cutting, only in uniform direction or unidirectional space, the work tool will be moved on the specimen, that is turning tool, which will be decreasing in its diameter towards a particular length, and sharpening, that's also creating exact surface finishing for the objects in almost all the directions. Planing machinery, to level the surface, the planing machinery will be utilized. Slotting tools, due to have different types of slots, that is rectangular, square, V tape, C type, double V, like that. The notch, half round notch, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees notch. That slots will be utilized. By utilizing only the single tool and single time work, and the boring tools, that the hollow sections will be getting prepared only in the unidirectional strategy. Coming to the double point, the drilling section plays major role, that for the convenient strategy of diametrical access at different points of the work specimen, the drills will be performed. For example, 2 mm diameter drill to be getting done to a maximum depth of 5 to 10 centimeters will be progressed something around 2, 4, 6 XYZ axis, XYZ geometrical specifications. And with the same in the same specimen, by changing the diameter of 2 to 6 mm of diameter, that particular drill will be getting commenced at the geometrical specifications of 4, 8, 12 on the same specimen. Like that, as per the convenience, the drill bits will be getting changed, and the concerned operational process will be scheduled. In the case of this multi-point, will be having more than two. The best examples are these milling cutters, broaching tools, gear shaping cutters. These are some of the examples related to the single point, double point, and multi-point cutting tools. Considering the geometry of the single point cutting tools, best example have been taken that turning machinery. So here, both the material and geometry of the cutting tools, these two plays a major roles for the performances indeed to achieve the high efficiency, overall economy on the machining process. We'll be looking after this rack and clearance angles of the cutting tools. So depending upon the finishing to be obtained at different phases of the material. For example, a cuboid, rectangular cuboid is being rectangular cube is being existing. Which will be having the 3 dimensions in a broad range. For that, we need to connect one edge with respect to a round strategy. The clearance angles or the operational process need to be commenced with angular sections by utilizing the tools for facing operations to be performed. So hence, this geometry as a basic reference indeed to specify different slopes, indeed to get the perfect cutting agitations at the targeted point of the specimen. Hence, this rack angle and clearance angle is the most significant for all the cutting tools. It's an just will saying say that as an it's a compulsion. Majorly, the concept of this rack angle and clearance angle will be from some simple operations that will be looking over these diagrams. See here. For example, let us consider this is an shaping machinery or planar machinery, which is removing the material with a particular depth of cut, and by maintaining a rack angle with respect to the 90 agitations from the reference plane, and the clearance angle to be maintained with respect to the base workbench, which has been fixed it. And this is the unidirectional flow of removing the material in the form of a chips. That is, the linear movement of the tool by maintaining the clearance angle and the rack angle with respect to the reference plane on which the material was fixed on a workbench. Coming to the arbor containing of materials. Similarly, on the lathe machinery, in order to decrease the diameter, the rack angles, concerned rack angles need to be maintained by the work tool. And this is the tool which need to be maintained with respect to the flank surface and the rack face, depending upon the depth of cut or feed rate of the material, feed rate and speed of or RPM of this spindle will allow the MRR process indeed to get our desired geometrical specifications. These are the rack and clearance angles of the cutting tools to be maintained at two different phases in order to work on the cylindrical objects and the flat objects which are existing with respect to the cuboid structural dimensions. That is x, length, breadth, and depth. Let's convey what is meant by this rack angle and what is meant by this clearance angle in depth. The angle of inclination of rack surface from the reference plane is called the rack angle. As we have been seen in the before diagram, this is the rack angle. From the reference plane, from where the visualization factor is going to be commenced, is denoted with respect to the gamma. With respect to the tool, which will be having the point of contact at the tip of the tool to remove the material or the surface of the work part. That is the rack angle denoted with respect to the gamma. Coming to the clearance angle, it's the inclination of clearance or flank surface, the finished surface. So the reference here, it is the finished surface. So we'll be calling a clearance or finished surface in the sense almost the machined area will be coming into the finished surface. See here, before finishing, the depth will be this, the depth. Overall material depth is this. And after finishing, this is the thickness of the material. So the surface finishing has been completed upon removing the excess material over the existing or demanded material. So here the demanded material in the sense the dimensions which need to be exercised. So when surface is being measured with respect to this, with respect to the tip of the tool again, this inclination between the tool from the tip of the tool to the surface of the machined material work part is called the clearance angle. Next one is the rack angle. Here, the rack angle is provided for chip flow and throughout the overall machining process, any kind of machining process it is, whether it may be of drilling, milling, reaming process, whatsoever it may be. And this will be in both the polarity of ratios. So we can say that the machining process can be progressed either in the positive or negative directions. So positive x-axis, negative x-axis, simultaneously the positive y and negative y, simultaneously the positive z and negative z. In the case of the cylindrical objects, clockwise direction specifies the positive, counterclockwise direction of rotation specifies the negative. So hence the rack angle will be clearly specifying with respect to the positive and negative. Coming to the advantages of such rack angles. Here the positive rack angle. So what is the parameters that we are being achieved upon the positive rack angle maintenance with respect to the tool maintained to the work part, and when the positive rack angle need to be maintained in the machining process, or without maintaining any of the rack angles, nothing but that is called zero angle. Next one, the negative rack angle. So indeed to coincide or indeed to have the compensation factor. So compensation factor in the sense a hiring or lowering of dimensions than the desired geometrical specifications leads to an altering of dimensions on the work part. For that, indeed to coincide as per the desired factors, this positive rack angle, negative rack angle, and zero rack angle plays a major role. Here the positive in the sense it helps to reduce the cutting force and cutting power requirement. And this zero rack angle is it for simplifying the design and manufacture of the from the tools, form the tools. Sorry. The negative rack angle which increases the edge strength and life of the tool. Nothing but a less depth of cut will be almost progressed in the case of this negative rack angle. Whereas this positive rack angle will lead to an high cutting parameters. So in order to reduce those cutting parameters, this positive rack angle will be utilized. Coming to this clearance angle, which is provided indeed to avoid the rubbing of the tool with respect to the surface of the machinery. If it has been happened so, it leads to a minute the energy and creates the damages for both the surface finishing and next even the tool tip sharpness will be getting decreased, and even the surface finishing of the job or work part also will be getting decreased or uneven conditions. Hence this clearance angle is must and should be provided in a positive agitations of 30 to 150 of range. That will be depending on the tool work materials, depending upon the type of materials that we have been utilized. So we have the type of materials in the sense the ferrous content of materials, non-ferrous of content of materials related to the different types of compositions of the materials. And even for different machining processes, different factors or clearance angles has to be set down, such as this turning process, drilling process, boring process, reaming, shaping, etc. processes. So description of the tool geometry. So for the commencement of any of the machining process, the geometrical specifications plays a major role. So without this, the commencement of this MRR process, nothing but indeed to get the required dimensions of materials will not be happened so. So the systems which are having to describe the tool geometry here, tool in hand system. The first system it is tool in hand system, where only the salient features of this cutting tool point are identified or visualized. Only these cutting points will be specified upon our visualization, and this is the process that is progressed by manual involvement. I think, but lathe machine is the best example of this. The tool that will be fixing on the tool post and the rack angles will be maintaining depending upon the type of operation, whether it may be of the step cutting operation, knurling operation, or else the facing operations. So depending upon the type of operation, we'll be preferring this tool in hand system. But accuracy will be limited in the case of this tool in hand system. Second one, it is machine reference system. So it's also called as ASA system, automatic system reference accessed system, right? And here, based upon the given program, automatically the machine will be giving the set of instructions to the tool for the commencement of machining process or the job. The next one, it is the tool reference system, the orthogonal rack system, which is maintained for different inclinational factors for removing the material. It's the best suited for tool reference system. And next, the normal rack system. It's also one of the system will be coming under the tool reference system. Next thing, it is the work reference system. So depending upon the work, the geometrical specifications will be specified, pre-specified. How this geometry will be specified based upon the machine reference system will be having a detailed look. As you all know that generally the mechanical agitations overall will be compared with respect to the American standards, that is ASTM standards. Hence, the tool geometry system is also called as this American Standards Association system. Whereas the geometry of these cutting tools refers mainly to its several angles and slopes depending upon the working conditions. Nothing but at the surfaces need to be work done, or else different edges need to be done, or different circular interpolations has to be done like that. Moreover, those angles are expressed with respect to some reference planes. So for example, if you have selected the 2D representations, say XY will be specifying the front view of our object, YZ will be specifying the left side view or right side view of our object. ZX plane or YZ plane will be clearly specifying the top view of representations or bottom view of the representations. So with respect to the planes, different planes, the operational sectors or geometry will be specified clearly for machining conditions. Nominally, we are having 3 planes of references as we have been discussed as per the coordinate frames XY, YZ and ZX planes. And even the views of representation is also clearly specified. On and combination of this X, Y, Z, 3 combinations will be calling as this global coordinate system. So 3 X, Y, Z will be having these isometric representations. So object will be visualized in an isometric visualizations as we will be following in our AutoCAD system. Hence, these planes and axes are used for expressing the tool geometry, that too by satisfying the American standards for the turning operation. Let's really have a clear-cut look in the case of this diagrammatical agitations. So these are the different surfaces, different surfaces. There's an X, Y, and Z. As I have already told you that based upon this X and Z frame, will be able to visualize the front view of the object, and Z and Y will be able to visualize the top view of the object. So this is the dotted line which clearly specifies the dotted line as a top view. So representation from the top view. So then ZY plane. Simultaneously towards the XY plane. So the XY plane, it clearly specifies the side view representations. Side view representations. Either of the left side view or else the negative point of view, the right side view or left side view. And these are the significations for different planes and axes. The origin point specifies the no work and no movement, that we know that global coordinates 0, 0, 0, this 3 will be confined to an origin. And later on, if the geometry, nothing but in the case of this X, Y, Z has been specified, the global units or machining process will be getting done in an global coordinate system. Or else it is limited to particular side of operation, that is only the planing action need to be get done in one side, that is front view side or top view side, top side. In the sense, we'll be selecting a particular frame regarding this. Nothing but, for example, if you've been selected this XZ plane, only at the front view will be monitoring or processing the machining actions with the help of tools. These are some of the features will be existing for single point cutting tools in the case of this turning process. As you have known that this face or rack surface, cutting edges, flank surface is the heel position, auxiliary flank surface, where we'll be calling the tip for the tool will be mating to the work part for the MRR process. The planes of reference and coordinates used in ASF system for tool geometry are here specified with IIR, X, Y, and Z, where IR is the reference plane which is perpendicular to the velocity vector. IIX is the longitudinal plane which will be specified or confined to its directional specifications. And regarding Y, transverse position perpendicular to both this reference plane and the longitudinal plane. So we all know that three mutually perpendicular axes will be existing for three-dimensional X, Y, Z, and each and every direction will be maintaining with respect to perfect 90 degrees mutually perpendicular, as we have already seen in the diagram. So this is 90 degrees, so ZY plane, and this XZ plane 90 degrees. Simultaneously this XY plane, it is also existing with respect to 90 degrees. So mutually perpendicular to each other. That here the geometrical specifications clearly specifying. So longitudinal in the X reference is nothing but the Y from the top view representations. It's an universal factors. And Y it relates towards the feed rate. So depth of cut regarding the Y direction. And these are the axes, three axes clearly specifies the longitudinal feed, cross feed, and the cutting velocity. These are the main geometrical specifications and angles which will be specified for single point cutting tools as per the American standards. ASTM references American Society of Testing Materials or ASME standards, American Society of Mechanical Systems. Nominally we'll be calling ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineering. And these are the angles at different phases when the work in progress is done in the three-dimensional ratio towards the phi EX. The reference point is based on this top view representations, and this is the tool which is maintaining its movement towards the upper face by maintaining an rack angle and the clearance angle. Some rack angle, and this is the clearance angle which is maintaining for removing of the material. And towards the X frame, this is the representation. The work progress will be getting done by the help of the tool here. And towards the Y frame. So this is the three different dimensions when compared with respect to the American standards of testing materials. Okay, we'll be discussing regarding the double point cutting tools and multi-point cutting tools in the next class, and towards its specifications, towards the geometry, we'll be discussing in the next class. Thank you.